Hello students, I welcome you all in today's RSP class. Our today's topic is signals for traffic control. Index number 1, types of traffic hand signals. Number 2, automatic power signals. Number 3, structures on the road. And number 4, road surface markings. Types of traffic hand signals. Students, here I have listed some traffic hand signals. Signal number 1, to stop the traffic coming from behind. Signal number 2, to stop the traffic coming from front. Signal number 3, to stop traffic coming from both the side, that is front and back, at same time. Signal number 4, to stop the traffic coming from the left and turning towards right. Signal number 5, to stop the traffic coming from the right and allow the traffic coming from the left to turn towards the right. Signal number 6, to stop the traffic coming from the left and allow the traffic coming from the right to turn towards the right. Signal number 7, to stop traffic from all sides, that is for change in signal. Signal number 8, in this signal there are two types. Signal to start or call traffic. A, to call the traffic coming from the left. B, to call the traffic coming from the right. And signal number 9, to call the traffic coming from front to move straight ahead. After listing all these traffic hand signals, we'll try to learn each signal one by one. Signal number 1, to stop the traffic coming from behind. Students, you can clearly see in the picture given how this policeman is standing. The left hand is held parallel to the ground and at 90-degree angle with the body, in line with the shoulder level. The palm is kept open facing ahead and fingers are held close touching each other. The right hand is kept straight down. This signal is used to stop the traffic coming from the back. Signal number 2, to stop the traffic coming from front. Students, please see the picture given, how this policeman is standing. The right hand is held up above the level of the head with a slight bend towards the front. The palm is kept open facing ahead and fingers are held close touching each other. The right hand is held high up so that is easily visible to the traffic in front. The left hand should be straight down. Signal number 3, to stop the traffic coming from both the sides, that is front and back, at the same time. Students, signal number 3 is a combination of signal number 1 and signal number 2, what we have learned earlier. You can see in the image how this policeman is standing. The right and left hands are used simultaneously. Signal number 4, to stop the traffic coming from front, the left and turning towards the right. Students, Please see in the image given how this policeman is standing. The left hand is kept parallel to the ground at 90-degree angle with the body and in a line with shoulder level. The palm is kept open facing ahead. Fingers are held close touching each other. The right hand is slightly bent towards the front and its palm is kept in open position facing the road. Look straight ahead. Signal number 5. To stop the traffic coming from the right and allow the traffic coming from the left to turn towards the right. Students, please see the given image how this policeman is standing. The right hand is held up with a slight bend towards the front. The palm is kept open facing ahead towards the right and the fingers are kept close touching each other. The position of the left hand should be as shown in the signal number 1. Signal number 6. To stop the traffic coming from the left and allow the traffic coming from the right to turn towards the right. The right hand is held straight up above the shoulder, pointing towards the sky. The palm is kept open facing ahead. Fingers are kept close touching each other. Look straight ahead at the vehicles coming from the front. The left hand is raised a bit above the shoulder level. Palm is kept open, turned upwards at the wrist facing the traffic coming from the left side. Signal number 7. To stop traffic from all sides. Students, please see the given image how this policeman is standing. Both the hands are raised up to the shoulder level, slightly bent at the elbow. Palms are kept open and each palm should be facing its respective right and left direction. Fingers are kept pointing towards the sky. Signal number 8A. To call the traffic coming from the left. The hands are held as shown in the image. That is, position the left hand as in signal number 1 and right hand as in signal number 2. And first traffic coming from front and behind is signal to stop. Then the face is turned towards the traffic coming from the left. Then bending the left hand at the elbow and turning it towards the left shoulder and the head. The traffic from the left is signaled to move forward. Signal number 8B. Signals to start or call traffic. To call the traffic coming from the right. Students, please see the given image. The left hand is raised at shoulder level as shown in the signal number 1. The right hand is raised to shoulder level, bent at the elbow and turned towards the right shoulder, and head and fingers are held close together. Then looking towards the right, signal is given to traffic from the right to move forward. Signal number 9. To call the traffic coming from front to move straight ahead. Students, please see the given image how this policeman is standing. The right hand is bent at the elbow and with the back of the palm facing the traffic in front. Signal as given to the traffic in front to move forward. It is necessary to repeat this signal a number of times. After learning traffic hand signals, let's move to learn automatic power signals. Number 2. Automatic power signals. Students, you must have seen these automatic power signals on the road. As shown in the image, red light, yellow light, green light and direction arrows are used to control the traffic. Red light. Red light indicates to stop. Vehicle should stop behind the line of traffic. Yellow or orange light. Yellow or orange light is also to stop or to be careful. It indicates that the signal is about to turn red. Vehicle should slow down and get ready to stop. Do not move the vehicle or do not start the vehicle until the green light is on. Green light. Green light indicates to go. Vehicle can proceed when the green light is on. Directional arrows. Students, let's learn these directional arrows one by one. Straight arrow. While driving straight at a crossroad, the driver will move forward only on ensuring that the straight arrow signal is on to move forward. Right arrow. If the driver wants to turn right, he will move the vehicle to the right side of the road and will stop at the right side of the road, and only after the right arrow signal is on, he will make the right turn. Left arrow. If the driver wants to turn left, he will move the vehicle to the left side of the road and will stop at the left side of the road, and only after left arrow signal is on, he will make the left turn. Students, let's try to learn few more automatic power signals. Blinking lights. First, continuous blinking red light. Students, if we see this signal on the road, we should understand that continuous blinking red light means stop your vehicle. We should give first priority to public transport vehicles and pedestrian. Continuous blinking yellow light. It means that reduce the speed of your vehicle and proceed carefully. Students, with the knowledge of traffic hand signals, automatic power signals, we also need to know meaning of different structures on the road. First, refuge island. Refuge island is a small section of pavement or sidewalk at an intersection or crossroads where pedestrian can stop before finishing crossing a road. It is typically used when a street is very wide, as the pedestrian crossing can be too long for some individuals to cross in one traffic light cycle. Second, footpath. Footpath is a pavement or a built-up area on both sides of the road for pedestrians to walk on. Third, road divider. A barrier placed between the lanes of a highway to divide the traffic moving in opposite direction is a column road divider. It could be a guard rail, a fence or a concrete wall. You can see in the given image how a road divider look alike? Fourth, overbridge. Students, please see in the given image. You can understand that how overbridge look alike. Overbridge is a structure that is built over a river, road or railway to allow people and vehicle to cross from one side to the other. Fifth, footbridge. As shown in the image, footbridge is a bridge constructed for pedestrians to cross over to the other side, avoiding heavy traffic below. Sixth, subway. A subway is an underground passage that pedestrians can use to cross under a busy street. It may also be a small road going under railway tracks for vehicles to pass. Fourth, road surface markings. Students, you must have seen some markings on the road. Today, we are going to learn those markings as well. Road divider lines. A. Broken white line. A broken white line indicates that you may change lane, overtake vehicles, or make a U-turn after seeing that it is safe to do so. B. Solid white line. You cannot overtake a vehicle or make a U-turn if you are on a road with a continuous white line. However, you may cross the line to avoid an obstruction or to exit the road to enter a perpendicular road. C. Double yellow line. Double yellow lines can never be crossed unless it is to avoid a major obstruction. Usually used on two-lane roads, it's used to prevent crossing over into the lane with traffic going in the opposite direction. In number 2, we have traffic lane marking. Students, kindly see the image given. You will get an idea how traffic lane markings look alike. Traffic lane markings are usually broken lines, white in color, dividing the roads into the lanes. 3. Warning line markings. These are marked on horizontal curves and vertical curves to make driver more cautious. Warning lines can also be used at other hazardous locations such as approaches to intersections, obstruction approaches and sharp curves. 4. Stop line marking. Students, kindly refer the given image. This line indicates where you are required to stop when directed by traffic officer or traffic light of stop sign. Where a pedestrian crossing is provided, the stop line is marked before the pedestrian crossing. 5. Give way line. Students, see the given image. The give way is usually a double dotted line marked at junctions where a minor road meets a main road. The give way sign is generally supplemented by a reverse triangle painted on the road and a give way road sign. The vehicles on the minor roads should give way to the traffic on the main approaching road. 6. border or edge lines. Please see the given image. These are continuous lines at the edge of the road and mark the limits of the main road up to which a driver can safely venture. 7. Bus and heavy vehicle lane. Students, kindly refer the given image. This is a continuous yellow line that separates the bus and heavy vehicle lane from other lane. Other vehicles are not allowed to use this lane. Only special vehicles use this lane. 8. No parking. A solid continuous yellow line painted on the edge of the road along with a no parking sign indicates the extent of no parking area. Vehicles are not allowed to stop or stand permanently when there are two yellow lines painted parallel on one side of the road. It is also prohibits passengers to alight from or board the vehicle. 9. Box junction. Students, please refer the given image. Critical intersection areas are marked with yellow cross diagonal lines in the form of a box to indicate the areas where a vehicle must not stop even for a short while. Drivers are prohibited from entering such areas even if the signal light is green. The vehicle should cross this junction only if they have a clear space available ahead of the yellow box. This is to ensure that the junction is not choked in the event of heavy traffic. 10. Zebra crossing. The given image is of zebra crossing. These are alternate black and white stripes painted parallel to the road. Pedestrians must cross roads only at the zebra crossing and when the signal is in their favor. You must stop your vehicle before the zebra crossing and give way to pedestrians. Pedestrians crossing are marked to facilitate and give the right of way to pedestrians. Remember the following things before crossing the road. A. Always cross a road at the zebra crossing only. B. Before crossing the road, first check that your right side is clear of traffic. Then when it is clear, check that the left side is clear of traffic. You should then check the right side again before you cross. C. Follow the safe road crossing procedure. Stop, look, listen and think. Stop. One step back from the footpath. Look in all directions for approaching traffic. Listen in all directions for approaching traffic. Think about whether it is safe to cross the road. When the road is clear or all traffic has stopped, cross the road. Now we learn what things to follow while crossing the road. Now students, we must know what things not to follow while crossing the road. Here I have listed some. Number 1. Do not run while crossing a road, even if the traffic is at standstill at the signal. 2. Do not cross the road when the traffic is moving. 3. Do not cross the road from unsafe place, from where the vehicles and traffic cannot be seen. 4. Do not cross the road by jumping over the road divider. Students, now let's learn types of chalk. Number 1. Single point chalk. In this, traffic controller should stand on one side among the 4 roads and control the traffic. You can see in the given image. Number 2. Double point chalk. Students, please refer the given image. 2 traffic controllers should stand opposite to each other and control the traffic from their left and from front respectively with coordination. Under the supervision of a teacher and policeman, students also can practice to control traffic. This controlling may take place with the help of electronic signals. Students must observe and understand it well. Number 3. Center point chalk. Traffic controller should stand at the intersection point of 4 roads and control the traffic. Number 4. T point chalk. The intersection where a main road is connected with 2 other roads from left and right in right angle, and the opposite traffic controller should stand on the side which is closed and control the traffic from front side, right side and left side. Number 5. Y point chalk. The intersection where 2 roads meet each other in 45-degree angle and join together to meet the third main road is called a Y point chalk. Traffic controller should stand at the intersection where the 2 roads becomes one and meet the third main road to the control traffic.